Hello everyone, and welcome to Dome Keeper. We're doing a Miner's Prestige run, and this is the run. I finally achieved the goal of reaching 6,000 points in this Prestige mode as Assessor. And yeah, this is the run, and we're going to watch it. It actually happened a while ago, I want to say. I've lost track of time, so I don't know if it was last week or 2 weeks ago, but either way, doesn't really matter. You know, the score is reached. It's it's now in the leaderboards, so yeah, I'm super happy about that, and I'm probably going to attempt to do the same thing with I don't know, engineer or infiltrator. It's going to be terrible, and I'm going to do way worse than I do now, but I guess it's fun either way. Yeah, we get our regular start. We have our explosive sphere. We have 2 orbs going, and we're just chilling. I'm looking for the 10 iron to get the other 2 upgrades. Doesn't look like I'll get it right now, but we are sitting at 6, and you know, I don't see a point of going back just yet. Again, I kind of want to get all the upgrades immediately, but of course, as I mentioned previously, I do find it important to turn in the gadget early, just to get some extra depth out of it, because we are going to catch up to it with the side drillers. So in the end, I still go for an upgrade, but not all of the ones I wanted. We find quite a bit of cobalt early, cobalt nodes, and we are of course greeted with the bedrock, but it's not going to stop us. If we can go around bedrock, there's usually something to be found there. That's the only good thing I noticed about them. So in this case, it was hiding a little bit of iron, and you know, that's what we wanted to see anyway. So it's not the end of the world that we met it. It's also, I don't know, I'm just telling this myself that if we found this bedrock in the middle early on, there's less of a chance to find it, you know, deeper in the mine. There's probably no correlation there, and it doesn't impact the bedrock later on. But I don't know. That's how that's what I told myself during this run. Yeah. Again, I got my compression mining here, so even though kinetic spheres would have been nice, it's not it's not as important for me at the moment to get, so that I would go back to the dome. So instead I proceed, and of course I'm looking for the supplement, and better yet, an X-ray cave. We do find quite a bit of iron over here, so usually it kind of rings a bell in my head that hey, there might be a cave nearby, because again, the X-ray cave has iron ore nearby always. So yeah, that was my hope. I didn't exactly reach it, and then I saw this this iron over here, and I was like, no way, there's a cave in the middle. I've never seen that before, and I want this time as well. But it was a nice thought. Like, can you imagine I would find the cave here right close to the middle? At this point, even though I don't have the X-ray vision, I do have quite a few resources, so that means we do need to turn them in, you know, you use them to improve my mining speed, or just flying speed really, or bundle lifetime. Like, there's so many useful upgrades, which I usually neglect early on, and I try to explore a little bit more, but this time we found so many resources. Like look at this bundle, right? Like, and I don't think we've spent too much time going around. Like, yeah. It was tempting to turn all of this into score, like, turn this iron into points, but no way. Yeah, this was an interesting bug where resources got stuck, but luckily I was nearby to watch it, so all good. We get all of the side driller upgrades immediately, which I do love doing. We do go for the kinetic spheres, and now we're kind of for choice. What do we want to get? I did go for the fruit upgrade because we have fruit ready already. The time we have the fruit, and that means we can immediately get benefit of the upgrade here. And I don't have to worry about upgrading it later on. So good times all around. We do find the cave, which was quite near the supplement and where we were gathering resources. Unfortunately, I didn't go... I had to go a few blocks lower and I would have found it, and then I would have had a great time here, but it's okay. Like, we found what we were looking for. We have our side drills, they're upgraded, so we are going to move quite fast here from the wave 5, which is, real nice. I certainly enjoy this. We are finding lots of resources nearby as well, which is, I want to say, surprising. Like, usually I have to go quite far off to find something, and this time, yeah, we're doing great on the upgrades. So we are going to turn them in, get some more upgrades, because 15 iron is, enough. I do want to get at least a couple more speed upgrades, and rushing them seems like a good idea. But not before we, of course, grab a whole bunch more of resources. Since this is the beginning of the wave, I decided to kind of manage the side drills. To be honest, I spotted the water there. To be honest, even if this was the end of the wave 6, I would have still probably gone for the side drills, because I'm not going for the points just yet. I still have a whole bunch of upgrades that I need to do, so the only iron that's going towards the points is probably some leftovers, right? Like in this situation, like right here. But if this wasn't the case, then nothing would have been lost anyway. That's just a couple of points. And yeah, here we are at the bottom already. We reached our vertical drill, and we have nothing to do. Like, I'm desperately trying to find something to dig or some resources lying around while we're waiting, because essentially I have to go deeper. That's the only thing. And I get extremely lucky and kind of unlucky at the same time, where the depth charge was right under the cave, which was right under the supplement, and I just didn't go low enough. That's it. Like, only a couple more blocks and I would have had everything. And this would have saved me a whole bunch of time. Nothing too crazy. I mean, at this point, the only time lost was the time spent stumbling around looking for resources, which was like half a wave, maybe. And there was nothing else to do. So, not ideal, but not the end of the world. Like, we managed to space out our side drills before we hit the we reached the middle drill, so there was no time lost when it comes to the usefulness of our side drills. And we of course meet a little bit more of the bedrock here, but nothing too crazy yet. We are going to get our upgrades quite early. I don't think we have enough for the full suit blaster upgrade, but we'll get a few of them. We still, of course, need the gravity center, which I prioritize here. And yeah, we get all the upgrades and even get another Shield Blaster charge. So now we have maximum range, maximum recharge, and we have 2 charges. So whenever we find iron right now, we will be able to mine it immediately, like instantly. We don't have to manage our orbs or explosive spheres, anything like that. We just get it instantly, which is nice. We're met, of course, again with the bedrock, as it so happens, but at this point I'm feeling good. Like, we have our upgrades, we found everything we needed quite early. The last piece of the puzzle is, as always, one-way teleporter, and we locate it here as well. So really, we get everything, and we get it before wave 10, which is, I don't know, very unusual for me, I guess. Like, I strive for it, or towards it, I don't know, every time, but it's not always I get it. And yeah, this time we got it. We have a little bit of time. There's nothing for us to turn in except the things we've already gathered, so I'm just mining here. Like, there's no point rushing towards the dome at this point. Might as well, while we're here, mine everything and yeah, send it up. I think a lot of my mistakes come down to time management, and in this particular case I think I managed it correctly, and usually I do not. And that's where I lose a lot of time. Some easy iron over here, so since this is the start of the wave, we will grab it and send it up as well. Use it for some points. We are going to get all the necessary upgrades here anyway, so yeah. We have everything. We're going to get one-way teleporter. We're super happy at this point. Anytime I get to wave 10 with all the upgrades, it's good times. And we are going for the wave 10. We're already going to turn in a whole bunch of iron as well. Like, the good part here also is that we're not quite deep yet, so it's easy to resources travel fast here, so it's easy to collect a whole bunch of points, and this is exactly what I go for. I'm like, I don't want to teleport at the end of this wave. I'll just spend this time, turn in everything, and just keep mining. Double checking the upgrades because I don't trust myself, but no, we have everything and we're just ready to go. Got our upgraded fruit to fly a little bit faster. The mining part of this upgrade I don't really care about, but the movement speed is definitely welcome, especially in the later parts of the game. So double checking here, which I don't have to do because I already checked it previously, but while we're here, going to battle with the bedrock a little bit, at least check if there's any way to go around it and find some more goodies. It doesn't seem like there's anything behind it, so I just drop the whole thing, but I do try to check sometimes at least. Didn't have enough time to turn in this gadget, teleport and turn it in, so didn't have to pause there, and I could have just carried on, but I don't know, for some reason I thought maybe. And yeah, here we are, wave 10, we are at 150 points, or 49 I guess, which is quite good, I think. Like, oftentimes I'm under 100 at this point and still have some upgrades that I need to do, and now we have all the upgrades and we have almost 150 points on top of that. and it's going to only grow from here. So, yeah, I grabbed the gadget with me to teleport with it when the time comes, and immediately it backfires where I struggle to gather resources, and instead I keep picking up the gadget. But it was still the correct play here, I think. It would have taken me more time to travel back and find it, so no regrets there. Using the Shield Blaster to its fullest. That's why I love having it upgraded early on. So we had enough time to travel back, mine everything, and turn everything in, so you know, it's just incredible. And right on cue for the fruit as well, so just almost perfect wave, I would say. I think at this point, like, yeah, we're just in the mining part of the game, where all we have to do is mine. I do remember that I sent the bundle to the left, and I didn't see it when I was coming back, so I made sure to check in on it and grab it before it starts falling down, as it usually does. I just love Shield Blaster. The unupgraded version is terrible, but the fully upgraded one is just... it's so good, specifically in this part of the game, like the very middle of the game. I mean, in the end game, when we're super deep, it's still super great and useful, but you don't get that satisfaction of clearing an entire node of iron and maybe nearby resources. It just was one blast. You usually have to kind of like do something like this, I guess, where you have to use 2 Shield Blast charges on one node, and then you're left with practically nothing for the other one. Yeah. Then you have to manage your explosive spheres. But here, good times, good times. We are on time to grab another bundle, so we're going to turn in a whole bunch of iron and get even more points, which is of course great. The wave 11 is about to end, and we are about to cross, I think 500 should be what we get. We're close to that. Close-ish, I guess. It was off a little bit. Still though, looking at 400 points, and we got this turn 190. So let's round it up to 200 every wave, and like at this pace, like we are looking at wave 14 with 800 points. Yeah, 800 points already, and you know that's the worst case scenario where for 2 waves I turn in nothing. So it's already looking good. Like I have no doubt in my mind that we are crossing 1000 points by wave 14, which is a very good indicator for me. There's nothing stopping us. There was no delays, nothing. So it's just great, right? We find another gadget, which is okay, I suppose. Like at this point, we don't have too many points from the iron, so the multiplier, like each turn-in of the cobalt isn't as great just yet, but you know, it's getting there. We're unable to collect all the resources, but I do make sure to send these ones back up just so they are there for the next wave. Realistically, I didn't have to do that, but it's a good habit to have. Although at this point it could have cost me an entire wave, so maybe not the smartest thing to do. But, you know, now I don't have to worry about it. I just go down and continue from where I left off. There was a little bit of iron that I left on the right side, which I hopefully will check on. Nope, I go to the left. I remember this point, I was like just autopiloting here, checking the left side, and then like somewhere around here I was like, wait a second. I was already preparing a whole bunch of iron somewhere, and this isn't it. But, you know, this is not the worst thing to happen. There's, luckily for us, a whole bunch more iron to be found here, so, you know, you could say that I'm being efficient. I cleared left side, which I neglected at first, and I'm still going to get that iron which I left from the previous wave, so, you know, I'm getting both of the worlds. Best of the both worlds. Or I would, if I had seen all the iron over here. Yeah, there's a lot, and which is a little bit surprising to me. Again, usually it takes me a while to find the iron, like at this depth. It's usually somewhere in weird places, hidden behind bedrocks or something. But this time I was like, it's always visible. You don't have to search for it. It's always nearby. Like, that was kind of cool. We do a turn in. We do manage to grab the iron that we sent, but not all of it. Still though, there is a whole bunch of cobalt to be turned in. There's some water, and yeah, another great turn in. And we should be crossing, or I was hoping we would cross 1000. But yeah, with these resources, we would have definitely here. We get close, right? No, we crossed it. Okay. Wow, my math is very much off today. But you know, still, even if it was 900s, I would carry on. Like this run is going great. Still, wave 10. Oh, sorry, wave 10. Wave 14. We have all the upgrades. We have everything we wanted. We have our one-way teleporter, and we have 1000 points. So, as far as the runs go, this is like top 1%. I kid you not. And we still have more iron to collect over here. Like, I know there's a whole bunch of iron that I missed on the right side, so next wave is also going to be incredible. Of course, I still manage the side drills as a bit of a priority. Like, at the end of the day, I need my side drills to make progress, because if I have nothing, like if I collect all the iron while the while the side drills just stall, then by the time I'm done with collection, I have no new resources, right? So I always need the side drills to keep going, just to give me more space to mine. I know, it was quite obvious, but for some reason I thought I need to emphasize that. Alright, so this wave isn't going to be super incredible score-wise. Like, we have a bunch of cobalt, which is always nice. We're one iron off, which sucks, but what can you do? Realistically, I probably could have skipped this wave altogether and just kept mining, but yeah, I don't know. I thought I had to go, and I clearly did not. Check the left side, there's nothing left here. I really need to go to the right side now and collect the resources I left there from the previous time. Like, this is something that cost me easily probably 100 points, just not collecting these resources instantly or coming back to them the very next wave. So a bit of an error on my part here, but it wasn't critical. Like, not good, but not too terrible either. Wave 15, 1400 points, which is good by all measures. Usually I aim for 1300, so we're already 100 points ahead of my target, which feels good. But also there's, like, at this point, I'm like, alright, this run is going great, and the only person who can screw this up is me. So there's like a lot of pressure to perform, and like, alright, don't make any mistakes, you know, keep going, keep mining, you know, keep turning stuff in, and it sometimes backfires on me. You know, I try to super optimize how I do things, and it just backfires almost immediately. And yeah, a little bit of a mess up with the bundles. Luckily, I salvage it. Like, as I mentioned, the pressure, you can already see it immediately. Somehow I managed to mess up in a very straightforward place, so yeah. Making sure I don't pull on the very top of the bundle so that the tail doesn't disconnect, as it happened previously many times already. And yeah, like at this point I feel like, alright, this, if I keep this up, this is going to be at least close to 6,000. Like, it feels better than the previous run that I shared here, which was 5,600 points, I believe. So I'm like, that this will be the minimum of 5,600 points. Like, if I meet some terrible bedrock, like I do here, you know, from here on out, 5,600 will be the bare minimum I should aim for. And obviously, I'm going for 6,000, but I try to manage my expectations, because it's like, it sucks having a great run and a chance at 6,000 points and then mess it up or have the map not cooperate with you in some terrible way. Also, at this point, I realized that, you know what, I'm kind of deep here already. There should be a portal somewhere. I keep forgetting about the portal until I reach the depth where there is a possibility of finding the portal. So, you know, maybe I should have spent a little bit more time going around and looking for it. Also, I'm pretty sure I got incredibly lucky there, where I sent a bundle up and there was a bundle in its way. But I think what happened was that bundle, the one I sent last, was still traveling, and so the first bundle, this one right here, that I sent up, slipped past it right before it arrived to the center. Because if it didn't, they would collide, and most probably a lot of resources would have fallen, and that would not have been a great thing. I spot the portal, and yeah, I feel good. Like, it's in a great position. We have a ceiling, we found it. I mess up immediately, of course, because again, pressure. And, you know, I think to myself, you know what, alright, fine. I messed it up a little bit. It's still better than most of the portals I've seen lately, so I'll take it. We broke ground above the portals, so if anything, it's a little pocket for more resources to hide there. It's not the end of the world. It's manageable. At least that's what I told myself. But obviously, I didn't intend to break the ceiling there for the portal. I honestly just misclicked. So yeah, I kind of tried to position resources here, but realistically, looking back at it right now, it doesn't feel like a bad thing. Like, yeah, we would have missed on a couple of resources. Like here we see that there's 3 iron above, which is probably not going to impact us all that much, but it sucks that it happened, but I try not to focus on that at this point. Like, I know I have a review to do afterwards, so that's when I can, you know, think like, oh man, how bad was that? But at the moment, I'm like, all right, we're on good pace. You know, portal is not ideal. Worst comes to worst, I can just park the resources there and let them fall down into the portal anyway. So I will probably miss one turn in as a result of this, but it's a difference between, I don't know, 5,600 points and 5,700 points. If I'm going after 5,900 already, this probably isn't going to impact us that much. Like, I will cross the 6,000 without one turn in, I think. Yeah, I think I got a call at this point. Let me just skip this a little bit. Sorry about that. There we go. We continue. Yeah, 700 and. Actually, let me just double check that I didn't skip too long. Yeah, we're back, sorry. Wave 17, 8, and we get over 700 points on wave 18, which is great. So, it feels like we can reach 1,000 points at a certain wave, at least. Not this wave, obviously, but I kind of take it for granted that we will have 1,000 points at least on the wave 20. So I'm looking at the score and thinking, alright, we are sitting at 4,300 points. So in 2 waves, I need to find just 1,700 points, which is doable, because right now we're getting 14,000 per 2 waves. So I know it's it's a weird math here, but this is how I looked at it, just to determine, you know, how close am I to my goal. I should probably prioritize the cobalt and water here a little bit more. Spent a whole bunch of time, of course, on the iron, but yeah. And here we actually saw the resources fall down from that pocket and right into the portal. So, you know, at the end of the day, those resources reached the base, but just a little bit later than they should have. And I'm pretty sure we didn't lose anything as a result of that. So I've got nothing to complain. Yeah, I am prioritizing water and cobalt right now, because I think I mentioned it in the last episode, like, the iron turn-ins are becoming more expensive, so even though they still give me more points, like turning in 1 iron is, or doing a iron turn-in results in, you know, 36 or 37 points, whereas turning in water is only 23 or 22 points. But it's far easier to collect enough water, or in this case, it's far easier to collect enough cobalt. Water is iffy. Like, water isn't necessarily easy to collect, just because you don't need much of it. Like, you only need, what do we need right now? 12? 10 water per turn in? But there's not that much water around, so usually when it comes to multipliers, the cobalt is performing much better, I would say. And I'll be honest, here I was looking at the score, and for some weird reason I thought we were all over 5,000 already. So, like, I felt like we are crossing 6,000 already, there's no question about it. You know, it's clear as day. For some reason I thought I'm actually going to shoot over 6,000 and go straight into 7,000 because we have so many points already, which is obviously not true. We're not crossing 7,000 as much as I would have wanted that to happen. But having said that, I was feeling really good here, because usually I don't reach the bottom of the map while having no resources to collect. Like, usually I see the bottom of the map, but I also know that, you know, I have resources here, there. I haven't checked the left side or the right side, whatever. So I don't pay too much attention to the fact that I'm at the bottom, because I know that there's nothing I can do. That, like, I won't be searching for resources there. I'm just looking at the bottom. But here, like, mining actually in this last biome, I was feeling like, all right, we did great this run. You know, it's not the cleanest run, but it's up there. Like, as far as my runs go, this was an incredible run. It's super smooth. Very few, oh, I guess not very few mistakes, but definitely less than average mistakes. Yeah, we only get one turn in off of this, but it doesn't matter. Like, we got 900 points, so we are sitting at 5,150, and at this point I already know, alright, we've crossed 6,000. Like, even if I just go AFK right here, right now, we've crossed it. That's it. It's a done deal. But of course, I'm willing to try. I know the score isn't going to go much further than that, because there really isn't that much I can do. At this point, it's only going to be one wave, and there's only so many resources we can turn in. So, I'm like, you can even see it here. I'm a little bit lost. I'm like, what do I do? I can collect the iron, but it's not going to reach the dome unless I go for the portal. And reaching the portal is tricky. This is why you see me here trying to bring resources to a sort of a shortcut, which I made. And no regrets there. Good choice, but even then, I'm looking at this and I'm like, well, I will turn in iron just once off of this. However, the important part here was, of course, that we found water and cobalt. So, you know, we get points for that. And yeah, again, I saw no point trying to fly to the other side and mine, because those resources are not going to be turned in. And I also haven't seen that many resources around, so I go for something, and really at this point I thought, why am I even doing this? Like, I already had a similar run where I didn't cross 6,000, where I went for something stupid that I didn't need to do, and it cost me the personal best. So I was like, no, we're going back. I don't care. That water I collected isn't going to impact this run at all. Anyway, here we are. We've crossed 6,000 points. We're at 6,200. At the moment of recording this, it was 26th place, placing us in top 30. That shifted already. I think I'm like 31 or something like that. Not ideal, but whatever. We crossed 6,000. That's all I cared about. There was a little bit more resources here, but again, those would not have impacted the score by much. Like, I just had to get there sooner, faster, and yeah, I should have been more efficient. That's how I squeeze out more points. Anyway, more runs coming. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you next time.